hear a clap clap, let me get a flashback. I was selling weed to all the kids out of my backpack, just to let the cash stack, put it in a trash bag. Saving up my studio money cause I'm a lab rat. I was in a backpack, I was getting laughed at. Principal telling me I was going down a bad path. Now everybody who was calling me a loser wanna be an entrepreneur, was telling me I'm a badass.
Okay, just so everybody knows, we are in Mayhem 3 on True Vault Hunter mode. Now, you are going to see that there are cuts in this clip. This is one full clip. I only edited it to make sure that the video wasn't super long, because I'm sure that once this build catches ground, this is going to be a very widely used build. You guys can see I'm getting like 75k per tick with this build. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is the Nimbus build. There are several videos on this build, but I feel like my own personal touch is what really made this build as powerful as it is. And I definitely have some of the best gear that I've heard of working towards this build. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this build has a lot of synergy, okay? So, it's difficult to explain if you don't have a good grasp of how to synergize builds on Borderlands 3, but I'm going to do the best of my ability to explain how the Nimbus build works if you guys aren't aware. So number one, first and foremost, we're using a Thunderous Nimbus. We have 31% shotgun damage and 25% weapon damage for a total of 56% damage added on to the Wisp. I'm also using an electric banjo, which is giving us 16% shock damage, 27% electrocution chance, and a bullet proc chance for electricity for 20%. Now, the reason why that's important is because we're using the Wisp combined with the Nimbus, and what that does is the cloud dot damage is based purely off of the amount of elemental damage that your gun has that you're holding in your hand when you do whatever action skill causes your Nimbus cloud. So clearly we are going to be using the Phase Slam. As you guys can see, I have a Phase Slam anointed Wisp. Now, the reason why I'm using a Phase Slam anointed Wisp is because this is one of the few, if not the only, weapon in the game that the elemental damage is based off of weapon damage. Now, what I mean by that is because the Wisp shoots the balls of electricity, it's purely off of weapon damage. So, with that in mind, when we use the Phase Slam, the 300% goes towards your elemental damage, so it spikes your elemental damage up. Now, with that in mind, every time we do the Phase Slam, we are also increasing the dot damage from the Nimbus cloud. Now, with that in mind, just to add more damage, we're using a transformer, and this also ties into why we are using the electric damage for the Nimbus cloud, is because we're using the transformer so it doesn't damage us. In fact, it'll actually heal us, because the transformer converts 100% of shock damage into shields, so it helps keep us alive. But also, this shield specifically applies a terror after action skill N. so it's going to apply terror every time we use the phase slam. And I'm using a grenade that, while terrified, you gain increased damage and fire rate. So the increased damage is also going to go towards the wisp, which is then going to be used towards the Nimbus cloud dot damage. Let's go ahead and move on to the skills. So as you guys can see, even though I am using phase slam, I didn't invest a single skill into the phase slam tree, and just didn't find it necessary. I'm going to go through these quick, so this isn't a super long video, because I know a lot of you guys are interested, so I'm going to try to push this out as quick as possible. So I put 5 points into do harm. You guys know what do harm does, any of you that run Amara. I'm not going to read every single skill, it's not necessary. Like I said, if you run Amara, you know what they do. So we're doing 5 points into do harm, we're doing 5 points into violent tapestry, 3 points into transcend, 5 points into restless, where are we at? 3 points into laid bare, 3 points into wrath, 1 point into awakening. And the reason why we did that was because we had to get down to avatar. And the reason why using avatar is so important is because if you use your phase slam and it creates the Nimbus cloud, sometimes your cooldown will not be ready before your Nimbus cloud disappears. And if your Nimbus cloud disappears before your cooldown is prepared, you can hit the phase slam again for a second time and reapply the Nimbus cloud with this avatar skill here. That is the blue skill tree. As you guys can see, we're using stillness of mind with the phase slam, and this is really good for any boss or any mobs or anything like that, because it will basically freeze them in the Nimbus cloud, and it just makes it a lot easier. Just trust me, stillness of mind is the wave for this build. So now we're going to move on to the red skill tree. First and foremost, you want to put 5 points into anima, and then we're going to go to infusion, put 5 points in infusion. We're going to put 5 points in wildfire. We're going to put 5 points into tempest, and as you can see, we're up to 9 on tempest. And I wish that unfortunately I have a Nimbus that applies conflux. I don't really want conflux. I would much rather have a +5 in tempest, because again, we're using the wisp and the dot damage from the Nimbus cloud, and it would just give me more damage if I could get 10 into tempest. But anyways, so we put 5 in tempest, an additional 4 with the Nimbus. We've got 5 in a wildfire. We're going to come down to the bottom. I put 2 in sustainment for a good ability to help stay alive, you know, it's survivability. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial on the Nimbus build. If you stuck around this long, I truly appreciate it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Help your boy out. Leave a comment on the video, show a little bit of love. If you guys have any suggestions on how to make this build even better, please leave a comment and let me know, man, because I want to create the best boss melting and the quickest mob killing build. So if you're interested in those types of videos, make sure you follow my channel, because I will be posting plenty of more interesting videos for you guys to check out. But anyways guys, I think that is going to be the end of the video finally. I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. That's it for me, y'all. I'm out. Peace.